The following is for entertainment purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any losses, only the profits.
What's up, Octo Nation? It's Charlie. I'm going to be your host for today. We are looking at some warrants for some SPACs that are still under about 50 cents that you can get for real low and hopefully multiply your money. The one we're talking about today is called GLEO. It's a SPAC. Galileo. You ever heard of that? Did I pronounce it correctly? Galileo. Did I? Acquisition Corp. The ticker is GLEO. The units are out. The commons and the warrants just became available. Well, they didn't. They've actually been out for quite a bit. This company actually launched October 1st of last year, and they've got a 2021 deadline of October. So they've already been at it almost a year. So we've gone quite a bit of time, which is good. So, and they're still super low. This is one that zero people are talking about except for us. So I think we found some value here. I think this one's going to be kind of cool. If you can't tell here, this is America flag here, American flag. And then we got the Italianos, all right? So what is this consisting of? We've got a couple cogs here. They're coming together to work with each other is what they're trying to initiate in your mind. We've got a $138 million Murse. This started out with a $100 million Murse. Then it went up to, I think, 120, and now it's up to 138. I like seeing Murses get bigger because that tells me they're thinking we need a little bit more money because there's these two or three or one company we know we're going after, we're going to get. We just need a little bit more money. All right. So you can still come in 4 or 5x this. You know, we've even seen SPACs that are like super low and they go really high. So take this with a grain of salt. I mean, it's always good to see that number because it hypes better. Because if people could come in and say we got $1 billion, makes them feel better, and whatever makes them feel better, and they can pitch it better, fantastic. But regardless, let's jump on in here. It's originally a 24-month. Again, we've got October 1st, 21 deadline. The chairman did the first SPAC in Italy in 2011. So these guys are basically from Italy, you know, from Europe, Italians. They're straight professional guys. They've all got fantastic backgrounds. The chairman, he did the very first SPAC in all of Italy back in 2011. So he's been at it for a while. It says, while we may pursue an initial business combination target in any business, industry, or geographical location, we intend to focus our search on targets operating in the consumer, retail, food and beverage, fashion, luxury, specialty, industrial, technology, or healthcare sectors, which are headquarters in Western Europe or Northern America, with an emphasis on family-owned businesses. I like that. Portfolio companies of private equity funds or corporate spin-offs. So they're kind of looking for kind of weird companies, right? Not just like total corporatized things, but something kind of with a heartbeat in it, I think. Something a little bit more personal, which is how businesses are trending towards, and they have for the past probably 10 years. That have North America as one of its reference markets and clearly define North America high growth strategy. So they're looking for something in Europe or North America, but they mainly want to take something kind of from Europe and bring it over the brand to America to say, look how cool this is. This is awesome in Europe. The market has already been proven over there. Let's take it over here and make it even bigger. So they want to cross that sea, cross the gap. Our management team as the strategic advisors have a substantial middle market cross-border investment track record and advisor experience, significant knowledge of both the North American and the Western European markets, access to proprietary deal flow, and strong relationships with business leaders, entrepreneurs on a pan-European basis. In addition, our chairman, CEO, has prior experience in moving businesses together with combinations for SPACs, having already sponsored 4 special purpose acquisition vehicles in Italy. So he's already done 4 SPACs. So this guy knows what he's doing. Our management team and strategic advisors consist of seasoned deal makers with experience in a wide variety of industries, secured and market conditions, as well as experienced equity and debt markets professionals. Most have worked both in the North America and Western Europe markets as principal investors and as advisors through different market cycles. So they've worked in the ups and the downs, North America, Europe. These guys are a great, great team to get through. So there is a guy that you might have heard about that talks about SPACs. He's one of the top dudes out there. He goes by Western Eagle. Y'all heard of him? He's on a lot of forums and stuff. But this guy's one of the go-to wizards, right, for SPAC market. Smart dude. And he was the one who initially threw this one at me. And these are some of the things that he had said. He said they're looking for an Italian company with connection to North American market. The creator has actually run 4 SPACs in the Italian market. He said gelato. I was like, that's a cool one. You know what gelato is? First time I had that, I was dragged into Berkeley with an ex-girlfriend of mine, and she introduced me to gelato. I thought it was, pretty good. I'm more of a straight ice cream guy myself, but gelato has its place, right? It's good. It's just a little bit different than your normal creamed out cow milk ice cream. What do you think? Do you guys like gelato? I think it'd be a good play. I think gelato play would kind of hype well. Gelato is definitely an Italian thing. Maybe there's an Italian gelato company he's thinking, and maybe they'll want to bring it over here and make it really cool and hype up. So 3/4 of their Italian SPACs have done really well. They like food plays. So do I. Okay. I think it'd be refreshing it's refreshing for me to talk about a food play right now versus EV right now, or like any electric plays, there's just so many, it's just like getting like nauseating almost, and they all basically say the same thing, and like it's going to possibly be refreshing to get some fresh food plays into the SPAC market for sure, but have done other stuff too, other than food plays. I'm hoping for another FMCI, that is a ticker. That is the tattooed chef chick. She does the white label fooding for a lot of Trader Joe's stuff, but she's got her own brand too, is the tattooed chef. So he's hoping it's going to be something in that vein. At 45 cents, it's worth the gamble. Did you hear that? These warrants trading at like about 45 cents right now, about 50 cents, 53 cents. I stunk bid this last week and got in at 45 cents myself, and I think it's actually down to like 43 now. Whatever. Stupid low, but no one's talking about it. So that's why I'm letting y'all know about it. It's probably a good time to try to get into here. Their previous SPACs on European exchanges and not in the US. So this is their first that is actually in the US. So that's cool. First one, it was a company back in 2011, but has killed it in Italian wine brand. So it was a wine brand that he brought. I think that'd be awesome too, a wine. He has done well in Acero, fruit importer, so he did fruit importing. I think that'd be cool. And even from issue CFT, the food packager that he did, and that was the most recent one, I believe, and he said it flopped. So he did a food packager, so hopefully we don't do another food packager, or maybe he does one on this one, which is a little bit better, whatever. I'm down for a food play. All I remember is the CEO ran a bunch of Italian SPACs, 3/4 were food related, have done well. 2 meh. Okay. They're showing here, we've got a bridging Italianos to the Americanos, okay? Export oriented with leading industry position and competitive market advantage. We intend to focus our search on one or more businesses based in Western Europe, strong ties American, European, with industries that we believe have strong fundamentals, favorable prospects, and a high likelihood of generating strong risk-adjusted returns for shareholders. The factors we intend to consider include management's credentials, growth prospects, competitive dynamics, level of industry consolidation, need for capital investment, intellectual property, barriers to entry, and merger terms. So you're trying to get someone that needs some love. They want to come in and swoop on in and give them some love, some Italian love. Potentially a growth, including through further acquisition opportunities. We will seek a business which has potential to supplement its organic growth with a pipeline of potential actionable accretive acquisitions, particularly in the North American market. We expect to work with the ongoing management team to develop the business strategy around the geographic expansion, new products, high return capital expenditure projects and acquisitions, as well as creating and maintaining an optimal capital structure for growth. So they're saying, maybe it's a gelato company and they've got a coffee flavor, and they said, hey, we got a guy in America that makes coffee. Maybe we could come up with bridge you guys two together and then bring the gelato with that coffee brand into America. Something like that. I like that play. So this is the head dude, Luca Giacometti. Luca? My neighbor's name is Luciano. Okay, cool guy. Our chairman, chief executive officer, has 30 years experience in private equity as a sponsor of blank check companies. We talked about that. He's a co-founder of Co-European Investment Partners, with Mr. Smith, one of the strategic advisors and other GE Capital colleagues, thereby forming Capital Dynamics, a private equity investment business. Capital Dynamics, an independent global private asset management business, commanding over $16 billion in assets under management and advisory service arrangements, more than 700 fund investments, 350 fund general partner relationships, and a global footprint with 11 offices. Okay? This guy's awesome. You think he doesn't have some connections in like 20 businesses he could pull in? I think he does. Capital Dynamics is not our affiliate. Mr. Giacometti remains a senior advisor to Capital Dynamics, typically working closely with Mr. Smith. He has been an independent director of Digital Magics since 2012. Digital Magics is a large Italian digital incubator listed on the Milan Stock Exchange with more than 70 accredited startups. He worked with Ferrero family office in Italy, where he was in charge of its private equity firms. He founded General Electric's private equity business in Italy. He's built private equity portfolio, including Cantillari Rodriguez, a bunch of other people, sometimes serving on the board of directors of these companies. He's worked together closely with sourcing, executing, and realizing this portfolio. So, I mean, this guy is just, dude, he's top dog, man, in Italy. Crazy. Second dude, the co-founder, CFO, Alberto Rishi. Our chief CFO has over 15 years experience in corporate and leverage finance mergers and acquisitions, the principal investing in both North American and Western Europe. 2019, he founded Ampla Capital, a merchant bank based in New York. Founded a bank in New York, man, come on. Which focuses on proprietary direct co-investments in both established and growth-oriented SMEs in the North American, Western European market. Previously, he was managing director at MC Square Capital, co-investment platform and cross-border boutique merchant bank. Prior, he was 12 years at Credit Suisse, where he worked at the private banking and wealth management division in London for 3 years, advised corporate treasury departments, single multifamily offices, ultra-high net worth individuals across all product offerings, including direct investments, asset management, custodio, corporate finance, structured finance, private wealth management. Jeez, man. Big banker, bro. Prior to the work in the investment banking division for 9 years, advising financial sponsors, the US, EU, structuring, all sorts of stuff. He's worked in multi-family offices, multi-private players, and all over. He's also got a BS and a MS, Masters in Aerospace Engineering. That's odd, right? A super finance guy like this having a BS and an MS in Aerospace Engineering from Polytechnic of Turin, Italy. That is awesome. He also holds an MBA from Columbia-based school as well as an M&A certificate mastery issued by New York Institute of Finance. Dang, dude. That guy's resume. Holy Toledo. So here we go, America, Italiano hanging out. So here's where it's sitting right now. It's sitting at like 54 cents right now when I just checked it for the warrants, It's still super low, right? It's hard to find. I was basically trying to find warrants that were under like 50 cents-ish that might have some potential value. And so I went through all of them. And these are the ones that I think might be worth it. I think that nobody knows about this, and I think that this could be huge. Where's my head at on this? I'm hoping that it is like a sparkly, seltzery, teenagery looking drink, right? Like White Claw. Y'all know about White Claw? Thing is hyped. It's like the Instagram darling for tweenie boppers and 22-year-old think are really cool. Something like that would be awesome. If he were to bring some sort of like cool kind of hyped wine alcoholic beverage to America, I think it could do really well, or one that's trying to get in America and they said we can help you out because of this and this and this, our connections. That would be rad. A food play, I don't know, maybe a cheese. I mean, I don't think they're going to go with like a cheese or something like that, but maybe some sort of like brand over there. Maybe it could be a noodle thing. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm hoping it's that. Could it be fashion though too? It could be. Like, what if there's like a Lululemon in Italy that's in Italy, but we could bring that to the United States. That would be rad too, like Italian yoga pants. That could do well over here. Competitor of Lululemon, I'd be down with that too. So I think this one was refreshing to talk about. What do you guys think? Think it'd be kind of cool? What am I missing on it? Any other thoughts where it could go? I think Target probably gets pretty close, right? Like I said, it's been almost a year already in it. There's been like no action on anything as far as pricing, no hype or nothing, but these guys don't seem like too big of hype dudes, which is kind of good because we can get in low because it's not already sitting at like $2 for warrants, with no info. We can get in now. So I like this one. I already got in, like I said. I might be buying a little bit more of this because I like it. So are you guys going to jump in? What do you think? Here's another one that kind of is like the same thing. It kind of sounds like the same thing, but people started getting wind of it and the price is already up. So this one is called Acamar Partners. This is the header of their website. They've got an Italian looking cafe thing with little cappuccino with a little heart thing in it, and a dude's wristwatch pulling down his cuff, this nice designer shoes, and then you've got a yacht or a sailboat thing, kind of like luxury poshy kind of vibey life there. I like that. This one is North American and Western Europe focus. Our sector focus is on the consumer and retail sectors, including but not limited to travel, retail, luxury, fashion, lifestyle, leisure, entertainment, food and beverage, restaurants, beauty, consumer branded products and services. It kind of sounds about the same, right? But look where this is at. So no one was talking about it, and it was 50 cents a share on the warrants. People started talking about it, and it started gapping, and now it is sitting at $1.40 a share. Right, and this one has a longer time frame till they have to announce, right? Because this one's a lot newer. So this other one's older, not by much though. I think like a month or maybe a month and a half or something like that. But still, they're kind of about the same. These guys have got a great foundation too. Like the guys that are in charge of this are great also. But I just kind of want to show you something comparable that this is sitting at $1.40. This one still might be a good buy at $1.40 because again, if they end up getting something rad that you can hype, like a Lululemon type of play, or a food or a beverage like kombucha or something, do something like that. Bring one of those plays. This thing could hype and go big. Just look at the FMCI and the Opus and stuff like that. And I don't know. I think it'd be cool to get like a clothing one too. Now that I'm thinking about it, like a Lululemon. Like how cool would that be for something like that to pop for a SPAC? That'd be real refreshing, right? I think so. So are you guys already in this ACAM? What do you think about this? Did you know about this one yet? A lot of people still don't even know about this one. But you can just see with the price action where the other one could and will go. So, keep in mind, we are still looking at the warrants right now. The commons for both of these are sitting super low. So they're sitting near the floor. If you haven't seen my other videos of which ones should I buy, the commons, the units, or the warrants, go watch those videos. I've done part 1 and 2 of that. But these warrants are super risky. These can go to 0, okay? The commons are a lot safer, but you're not going to multiply your money as fast. So, warrant your risk. It's usually safer to get a mixture of the commons and the warrants, but play it however you can afford to play it. Another one that is trading under 50 cents that I wanted to bring up is called Malacca Straits Acquisition Company. Ticker is MLACU. Now this thing, the commons are sitting at like $9.92, which is like sitting at floor or below the floor. I already did a whole video on this one, But the warrants on this are sitting at like 38 cents right now, which is so low. Okay, this one is a Southeast Asia play, more of like Thailand, not like China, more like Thailand and stuff, right? So this is Thailand here. Y'all seen the movie Beach? I really like that movie. I want to go to the beach someday. I'm sure I will. Anyways, this is kind of a cool one, mainly because the guy has like a focus in like ramen noodles and stuff. So again, this one could be a food play also. But then oddly, the dude also has ties in environmental, like green energy stuff, like solar panel stuff. So this one could actually go either way. This one's really interesting to me. So if you haven't seen this video, go check it out. If you want to watch it, I put it down in the description of this video. I always put my website link in there, and this video is embedded in there. So if you want to check that out, you can go there or just go search on my channel and watch that one. But this is another one. So, I think this is another one under 50 cents that might be worth something someday. Okay, this one's a lot newer than that other one, but again, nobody knows about it, and you can get the warrants for 38 cents, man. So if this one ever starts gaining traction, even without listing anything, even if to go up 20%, it's not going to take much. So just be aware of that one. Did you guys learn anything on this? Do you have any other plays or any other super cheap warrants that I missed that are around like 50 cents that might be worth something that aren't plays that are probably not going to be aware? I don't know. Let me know. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I try to put out videos almost daily. I try to get in before stuff's cool. That way we can get it cheap, make money on our buy side, and then sell it on the high side where everyone else is FOMOing, right? We want to be the puppeteers, not the puppets below. If you haven't liked it, go ahead and like it, and please share this with your friends. Y'all have a good rest of the day. Take care.